Good morning, happy pagans. I hope you're well. I hope your week is going well. And I hope your year has started out well. I know I haven't been doing very many videos, but I'm going to try and correct that. I'm going to see if I can't bring you at least a couple a week. That would be really good. But I've been taking a break from social media, so I don't know, it comes and goes sometimes. The whole point to this channel itself, and I've renamed it Magical Hearth based on the fact that there was another YouTuber doing YouTubes under Eclectic Soul, and I didn't want to interrupt their flow. It seemed like some nice material, so I've grown very, very tired in this world of people who want to be pagans or witches, Wiccans, whatever, are told how to do something, told how to be something, told how to produce something. You have to keep in mind that all but the very basic, wonderful traditions of pagans, the various times of the year, the holidays, the festivals, hiding the broom, the wand as the broom in the home, all those things, those come from very basic histories. But as far as what rituals you have to do, what this you have to do, what that you have to do, like everything else in the psychic paranormal realm and so on, it's based on one person's experience, anecdotal evidence, and so on. Even Gerald Gardner and Dorothy Clutterbuck wrote a bunch of the rituals that Gardner passed on as true historic rituals. No. And don't forget, the Gardnerian witchcraft actually started in the 50s. It's not ancient. It started under Gerald Gardner in the 50s. Just like Alexandrian witchcraft started under Alex Saunders in the 60s, late 60s, early 70s in the UK. These are not ancient lines. There are relationships to ancient practices, the ones that we actually know about and so on. And here's where this discussion today gets on track. Because it doesn't matter how you come to witchcraft or paganism. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are a hereditary bloodline or a self-initiated or a line from the Gardnerian or Alexandrian witchcraft or a past life witch. It doesn't matter. It matters based on sorting yourself. In other words, in my book Magical Hearth, well, no, it was the first one of witches, I explained how I felt I came to witchcraft. And it was kind of a mix of all of them. But the older I get and more into the crone stage, I understand that it doesn't matter. You can stand in a forest with your arms raised and declare yourself a witch, and by the goddess, you are as much a witch, any line, any story, any time. What makes you a witch, though, once you declare it, is the practice. Your life becomes part of your magic. You do spells. You cast blessings. You anoint things. You make charms. You cook with magic and know what your herbs do and so on. And although it may take time to learn a lot of that stuff, and again, those are only anecdotal evidence and, bits and pieces. Like Scott Cunningham, didn't get his information from a long line of grandmothers with that enormous herb book. Every time you do something with intent, it's magic. Every time. Witchcraft is about the way you live, the way you take responsibility for your own actions. It doesn't matter if you come from a bloodline. That doesn't matter, because any bloodline, any time, can be interrupted without half the family knowing. Keep that in mind. Bloodlines really don't matter. I come from a bloodline of magical bases, you know. Gypsies on my one side and Celtic card readers on my other. So it doesn't, bloodlines don't matter. If you self-initiate, congratulations, you are one of us. If you practice the craft, if you practice paganism, if you have little altars, whether they're meant to be or just kind of ended up forming in your home, if you have certain things you do at certain times of the year, everything you do in your life, once you take on a magical path, becomes magical. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Excuse me. Ooh, I had a cold for a while, about a week ago. It was terrible. Lost my voice and everything. The point I'm trying to make is what makes a witch or a pagan is what they do, how they live. Not whether they were touched by Saunders himself or, you know, tossed into a forest in some ritual that, you know, that older pagans have made up for you to rebirth in the forest. It doesn't matter any of those things. It doesn't take anything but a commitment from you to you as far as being a witch or being a pagan or being real. I love that, real. It doesn't matter how you come to the path. The point is you've come to the path. Now do you plan to walk it or simply hang it on a wall as some kind of earned diploma? That's up to you. I prefer to walk it. Everything, I mean, this here is my workspace, and it's not all about giving readings and doing readings and so on and writing. I do everything in this space. I do my art, I do my journaling, I do my writing, I do my magical work. This up here under the eye of Horus, geez, these mirrored, right here. That's an old, it's a spice rack with hanging bottles. I'm going to show it on one of these vids because people keep asking. But it's wonder. It reminds me of who and what I am. Because after being Janet, being a mom, I'm a witch. That's what I do. That's how I live. That's how I answer the door, giving that person as much respect as I would want. You have to walk the walk and talk the talk to be a witch or a pagan. Or you can sit back and pretend you've walked the walk and hang that diploma on your wall and go back to who or what you were before your empty declaration. If you are declaring yourself a witch, a Wiccan, a pagan, a druid, doesn't matter. Once you begin that path, if you continue to walk that path and behave with the respect that path entails, then your life begins to open up. Doesn't matter what any book says or what any person that's gone before you. Yes, I am, you know, I've written books and so it doesn't mean I know any more than the person sitting behind the computer right now wanting to walk this path. All that is required for you to be on a magical path is to desire it. Nothing else. No initiation in the world, no bloodline in the world, no nothing is going to get you closer than you deciding for you that this is where you want to be. Walk the path, because it's amazing once you decide to live day to day as who you really are. Blessed be.